Terracana by Remus Ebonheart, Chapter 12, Confessions. POV, Luna. Adrian passes out in my arms and I start panicking. Please don't be dead, I think to myself, and I place my ear next to his nose. I sigh in relief as I can hear him and feel him breathing. He's alright, Luna, my sister asked me telepathically. He is still breathing. I think he passed out from exhaustion, I replied. Is he okay? Twilight asked. He is fine, just tired. Twilight and Rarity both sigh as I look down at Adrian. He looks so peaceful. Take him to Twilight's library. I'll manage out here, Tia tells me, as a crowd begins to gather. I smile at her and lift Adrian up. He's heavier than he looks, even with the armor. Twilight picks up his staff and sword and follows behind me. We arrive at Twilight's home, where I place Adrian on the guest bed and I remove his armor, leaving him shirtless and in trousers. I lean forward and lightly kiss his forehead. Sweet dreams, I whisper to him, and I see a small smile on his face. I leave the room and wait for my sister downstairs. POV, Adrian Stormsword. I open my eyes and I yawn. Look around and see that I'm back in Twilight's library. I rub my eyes, sit on the side of the bed, and stretch my arms and legs. I notice my armor and weapons placed neatly next to the bed. I decide to leave them there for now and head towards the door. I walk down the stairs where I see Celestia, Luna, and Twilight talking with each other and drinking tea. Luna spots me and instantly smiles. It's good to see thee up and about, Luna says. Yeah, I think I may have overdone it, I reply with a chuckle. How are the injured guards doing? I asked them. They'll live. That'll stop them from bleeding out at least. But they will have to be discharged from the guard as they can no longer fight at full capacity anymore, Luna replies. But there was nothing to be done for Starwood. He shall begin a full military funeral with medals of valor, Celestia says. Twilight looks like she's been crying. I guess she was a friend of hers. So how did a Manticore get into town? I asked. Witness says it just appeared in a flash of red light and started to attack a pony in sight, Celestia says. I walk over and sit on the couch next to Twilight. How can that just happen? Wait, I remember seeing someone in the forest. Celestia, before I passed out, I remember seeing someone in the forest just behind the trees. They would look at me. When I blinked, they vanished, I tell her. Do you remember what they looked like? She asked me. I think they were wearing all black and had a hood covering half of their face, but the other, it was too dark to tell, I replied. Do you think it was this silent shadow Bluebird been speaking to? Luna asked her sister. Twilight looks confused. What does Bluebird has to do with this? He asked. Luna and Celestia share a look between themselves. We believe Luna may be trying to get rid of Adrian after a disagreement they had, Celestia puts it lightly. But we have no evidence other than a night guard's report, she says. I lean back into the couch and frown. If it's true, then this was another attempt at killing me. Then Bluebird went too far and got other people killed, crippled, and injured. He will pay for this. He's responsible. I say we confront him and you read his memories. He has nothing to hide. He'll let you. If not, then we know he's behind it, I offered. But then we have a political stand. But then we'll have a political scandal should he be innocent. The North will demand repercussions, Lisa says. Well, damn. Has Nightblade found any evidence yet? I asked Luna. Nay, but he's still keeping an eye on him, she replies. My stomach once again decides to let everyone know that it wants feeding, and rumbles loudly. Luna giggled behind her left hand. Sounds like some pony's hungry, she teases. I smirk and frown at her. Well, let's see you cast spell after spell and see if you're not hungry afterwards, I replied mockingly. We'll discuss this at another time. Shall we go and get some lunch? Lester asked. We all agreed and leave the library and head into town. I asked Twilight where Rarity went off to. She tells me Rarity had some orders to complete and that Spike was helping her. We met some Twilight friends, and on the way, Twilight said hi to us, while the butter yellow woman named Fluttershy I saved from the manor card thanked me for saving her. We arrive at a large building that looks like it may have sweets, cakes, and pastries. The other enter first, I follow in last. Why is it so dark in here? I asked. Suddenly the lights came on and lots of people yelled out surprise. Fuck! I yelled out and self-cast a shield element, coating myself with a barrier. Then I charged 2 lightning elements into my right hand and looked around. Everyone looks a bit worried. I chuckled cheesily, canceled the elements and shield. Sorry about that. I'm still a bit jumpy, I apologize. And a few people laugh at that. Pinkie Pie then appears in front of me. Hiya, Adrian. Were you surprised? Were ya? She asked. And I just stare at her for a few seconds. There I simply state. She agrees and drags me to a table with an assortment of food and drinks. This party is for you. Thank you for saving the town and welcome to Ponyville party, she tells me. I pick up a small cake and take a bite out of it. Tastes like strawberries. This is really good, I say and try the other food. Thanks, baked them myself. Here, try this, she says and stuffs something into my mouth. I chew on it and it tastes like vanilla. I try a few more of the food and some of the drinks. Twinkie then drags me over to a picture of a woman facing her left, bent over slightly, but she's missing her tail. Let's see how well you can play pin the tail on the pony, she says and blindfolds me. She places something fluffy in my right hand and spins me around. I start to get dizzy and she stops spinning me. Okay, now try to pin the tail in the right spot, she tells me. I wobble forward, gain a couple chuckles and giggles from behind me. I reached out with my left hand and feel the wall ahead of me. Then I push the pin where I think the right spot is, followed by a chorus of "oh" sounding out. I pulled the blindfold off and see that I pinned it an inch away from the woman's backside. Very close, Pinkie says and goes off to talk to the other party goers. The rest of the party goes by quickly and all the food and drink is gone. I had a go at bobbing for apples. Unfortunately, the apple I got was attached to a spring and pulled me back into the tub. I gave a mock glare at Pinkie, but ended up laughing. There was a dancing game where everyone had to pick a partner and copy Pinkie Pie's dance moves. Luna decided to drag me into it and we managed to get the place. I'm surprised how flexible Pinkie can be. My back is a little sore trying to do what she did. The party ends and everyone heads out. I stay behind with Stessa, Twilight, Rainbow, Pinkie, and Luna. The princesses excuse themselves for a minute as they lower the sun and raise the moon. Hey, Adrian, Rainbow says as she walks over to me. I saw you kick that man-horse's flank. That was fucking awesome, she says. I did it to protect the town. Yeah, I owe it. payback for poisoning me a week ago. I wait. Was that the manicore that attacked you? She asked. Yep. I cut off his tail, then stabbed my leg with it, and smashed its face in with a rock. I thought I killed it the first time, I tell her. Well, ain't gonna get back up this time, she says. Adrian, could thou walk with us for a while? We have something we wish to tell thee, Luna says as she walks up to me. Sure, I reply and follow her out of the building. I lead one that is called Sugar Corner. We walk in silence to a park with a pond in the center. I could see the moon's reflection off its surface. Luna stops and faces me with slightly red cheeks. So what do you want to tell? I start to ask, but I'm cut off as she kisses me. My eyes go wide and she pulls back. Would thou give us the honor of being our cult friend? She asks shyly, looks down. I space out and touch my lips with my right hand. I mumble. She looks up at me with a weird expression. We have come to like thee, Adrian, and we wish to court thee, she says. She says, holding my left hand with both of hers. Thou treat us like a normal male. Thou do not fear us or shy away when we approach, she tells me. You wish to go out with me? I asked dumbly. She nodded and smiles. A princess wishes to court me. She looks up at me in the eyes. A smile so is fading, replaced by a small, sad expression. Why am I hesitating? She's been the nicest person to me and my best friend since I've been here. Yes, I replied. She squeals and immediately hugs me and kisses me again. We thank thee, she says. I smile back and hug her. I smile and hug her back. We walk hand in hand and talk about what we're going to do at the upcoming Grand Gala. She tells me that she's going to have a dress and suit made for us that will match each other. I don't think I ever seen her this happy. We enter Sugar Corner, still holding hands. Luna looks over at us and her eyes go wide. Adrian, why are you holding Princess Luna's hands? He asks. Everyone looks over at us and Celeste had a big smile on her face. We asked Adrian to be our cult friend, Luna says, and wraps her arms around my left arm, still smoking, making me blush a little. You and the princess? Twilight says to me. I smiled and nodded. I am happy for the both of you, Sylvia says as she walks over. I trust you treat my sister well, she asks me. I look at her right in the eyes, as if her life was my own, I reply. Celeste nodded. Very good. This is time that we head back to the castle, she says and turns to Twilight. Today been very interesting, to say the least. I shall contact you when we can visit again, she tells Twilight. Twilight still looking at me. Luna just nodded with a blank expression. Rainbow walks over to me and elbows my right arm. You sly dog, bragging yourself a princess. You better treat her right, or you answer to me, got it? And your fancy magic won't be able to save you either, she tells me. I laugh and ruffle up her hair. No problems there, I tell her. We say our goodbyes, and I follow Celeste and Luna. Follow Celeste out with Luna still holding my hand. Two girls fly down to us and escort us back to the carriage. I collect my gear from the library first, then enter the carriage where we fly back to the castle. Luna sat next to me, and Lena gets me on the way. When we arrive, we head into the castle. But we have dinner and there's still no sign of blue blood. Once finished, Lisa bids us good night, and I walk to her room. We're standing outside her door, and she looks to me. Would thou stay with us this night? She asks. I look at her in the eye and smile. If that is what you really want, I reply. She nodded and opened the door. She pulls me in and walks over to a walk-in closet. I remove my armor and shirt and place them at the foot of her large round bed. Her room looks beautiful. It's like a piece of the night itself was used to decorate it. She returns after a few minutes, and her hair and tail are no longer flowing. Her hair is now a soft blue color that goes down just past her shoulders with light curls at the end. Her tail is shorter as well, and also curled at the end. She's wearing a black nightgown that goes past her knees. She looks to the floor shyly and walks over to me. What happened to your hair? I ask her. When we stop chanting magic to it, it returns to its natural state, she tells me. I reach up and comb my hand through her hair. It's very soft and hums in content. She then grabs my hand and pulls me towards the bed. We slip under the covers and he cuddles up to me. We thank thee for giving us a chance, he tells me. Of course, you're kind and a beautiful woman. If other people can't see that, then they don't deserve to know the real you, I say. I see quietly sobs happily into my chest until we both fall asleep. And that was chapter 12. But before we go, I'd like to say two things. Country strong and hashtag Vegas strong. Goodbye.